Welcome. I'm Crispy, and I wanted to give a little bit of my thoughts after having posted my first actual play with me at the helm of the game, which is really where everything comes to a head, I guess. This is me revealing to the world my actual craft, what I can do or can't do, as the case may be. And it was a revelatory experience for me. I was very nervous about it because I suspected that I would get a lot of criticism, and I that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm a big boy now. I can take it, and I am looking to improve. And I think if one of the things that I've noticed, and you may have noticed this too, is that there's no shortage of channels that talk a lot about running role-playing games, and then really they don't show how they actually do it. And when they do show it, you can see that there seems to be this vast disconnect between what I say I'm working on and what is actually evidence when you see the product. And as always, the proof is going to be in the pudding. It's what is the outcome? How is it actually translate? So yes, you can talk to me about all the books that you have, and you can do those, and those are all valuable. I'm not trying to denigrate that, but at the same token, I don't want to have that large space, that large gap between what I talk about doing and what I'm actually doing. And so I intend to continue to upload as long as my players are okay with it, of course. I'm still going to continue to upload and try to improve. We had a good session afterwards of just talking about what had happened, and a couple things came from that. There was a lot of slowdown when it came to the battle map. Some of that was just me being very rusty with that particular rule set within Fantasy Grounds. It's not me trying to. I mean, I think Fantasy Grounds, as far as virtual tabletops go that I'm familiar with, seems to be pretty good, but I'm learning more and more that maybe I don't even need it. Maybe it's just not necessary. There could be a different way of doing it altogether, and a better way of doing it. There's a little bit of a fight with the technology for sure, and there were parts that were kind of uncomfortable. I was a little surprised because my three players, all three of them said, it just seemed like it flowed a lot better when we weren't worried about where our tokens were on the map, and you can just describe it. The other thing that I really took away from the session last night and watching it myself, which is always uncomfortable, so uncomfortable, which is probably why it's so valuable. I remember I was doing some training for my business, my employment, and as part of that, there was some videotaping that was going on, and we had to sit and watch ourselves, and wow, it was just so hard to do. But where else do you get the opportunity to critique yourself such that you can hear the words that you're overusing? You can hear all of the pauses. You can hear all of the verbal tics. You can see everything. It's there. It's in living color. There's no denying it. You can't say, as much as I'd be tempted to, oh, it wasn't that bad. You can watch it, and there's no denying. You can't equivocate it away. It is what it is. And one of the comments that another fellow YouTuber, a person that I know runs very good games and is someone who's he has integrity. What he says in his advice videos is actually how he does it. And that's, of course, is Abraham at Talking About Games. He gave me a reaction video, and he was very honest, and I appreciate his candor. And he said to me, or in that reply, he said, "Why are you cheerleading everything that the players do?" And that, I know I'm doing that now. And before, maybe I didn't think about it so much, but basically after everything that the players attempted, everything they told me they were doing, I would say excellent. And that might be a throwback to other, previous careers and jobs that I've had where, I'm all this, I won't call it completely meaningless because it's not like I don't mean it. It's just that do you really need to be cheerleading everything they do? Maybe you're not, that's not the way. And so I listen to it again and I hear it again. I hear that word again. No, stop doing that. They don't need it. And you don't need to do it. So that's something I've really taken from that. Maybe if there's one or two things I'm going to take from it, that's going to be one. I'm sorry to I apologize in advance to my players. If you're used to me saying, excellent, oh, that's great. You know, I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to just be the camera and not have that editorial slant to it, which is me inserting an opinion on what the players have chosen to do. We can talk about that afterwards, and I can then, you know, heap praise on things that I thought were awesome, but not in the moment. So I do appreciate that that feedback, and that's something that it'll take some work, as it always does when you're trying to change something that has become unconscious. I was just unconsciously doing that, and I do think that it is immersion breaking if the camera is kind of saying good job after everything that the players are doing. There was some feedback from my players too, and I'll probably broach that as I feel it's appropriate to do so with them. There is a certain aspect of me dragging my players kicking and screaming along as we become more role play focused. But I also have to acknowledge that I can't reform them, and nor would I want to, and erase their own personalities and those sorts of things and just insert my own. But I haven't had players say that they don't want to be better role players, and I'm very encouraged by that. So yeah, just a few comments. I again appreciate those of you that have watched a little bit of it, of that actual play, and hopefully over time, because I do intend to continue to document the process. Hopefully we'll see some improvement gradually as I focus in on a few areas and try to master those and then move to new ones. That's the hope. That's the hope. I mean, again, I started this channel with the question, can I relearn something that I haven't done in all of the many years that I've been in the hobby? Or I haven't really focused on, at least to give, that's the question. And I'm encouraged that I can, but it's going to take time. And I think it's important to show that as a process to those that, like me, maybe have that question and maybe wonder if it's possible to teach us old dogs new tricks. And anyway, those are my thoughts, and appreciate you clicking on this video. Thanks for checking it out, and thanks for your comments, and for all of you that have subscribed. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully I'll have a more exciting update, but just wanted to make this quick response to some of you that have been good enough to watch that actual play that I put up. Thank you. Bye.